What's going on, everyone? Welcome back. We're going to keep on playing some of our first battles here of the new season, and I'm going to try out one of the only new Pokemon that have been buffed in this current meta. We're going to be trying out Shelgon. This Pokemon is a very unique dragon type. It has flamethrower coverage, kind of like Altaria, but unlike Altaria, it is very spammy thanks to having access to Twister. Now, this attack is one of the most efficient moves in the game. It's 40 energy, 70 damage, a very strong bait move here, and I feel like Shelgon might just be the dragon that beats all other dragons. It looks like a lot of fun to use. Real quick, before we do get into the battles, I want to say if you're not currently subscribed to the channel, please consider doing so. Helps out quite a bit, and I'd really appreciate it. But let's get into the battles and see what Shelgon can do. Alright, we got our first opponent with our Shelgon team. Shelgon into Shadow Empoleon. I'm going to be honest, I do not love that lead. Why are we losing the lead? But I bet this isn't as bad as you'd expect. I'm going to try to go for a catch, I think. Alright, we don't get the catch here, but maybe they throw energy against us anyway. And I think the Dragon Breath damage that we got against them is going to make it so they're in double Hydro Cannon range, where I'm still outside of that. Hydro Cannon going to be thrown. Yeah, I mean, that does do quite a bit of damage, but not quite enough here to two-shot us. And they bring in, oh, hello, their own Shelgon, their own shiny Shelgon at that. I guess we're thinking alike here. Luckily, I don't fall for the catch either. And while they do have a lot of energy left over on their Shelgon, what I have is a Jellicent in the back that can wall that energy, or at the very least be in a pretty good spot at neutralizing it. And I have a lot of energy on my own Shelgon, so we'll see what they want to do. They do shield that, okay. And I think I just outpace here to the next Drill Peck before they get to two Twisters. I'm going to shield this up, go for the Drill Peck immediately. If they shield, maybe even go for a combo play against them. Oh, Twister's animation's actually pretty cool. I like that. Yeah, do they go for a shield here? That's the big question. If they shield this up, they're probably going to try to go for a farm down against us. They do no shield. Okay, interesting. They can't really Metal Sound us down, at least not before I get a Hydro Cannon off. So what are they going to do? Okay, they bring in Sableye. I have to give him a bit of an energy lead here, but since I have enough energy on my Shelgon to be able to still keep pace, I think we're in a decent spot. I'm going to go back into my Jellicent the second I see Empoleon come in. And this is going to get a little bit awkward, because Sableye could have Dazzling Gleam, and since it is a non-Shadow, I don't know exactly if I can knock him out with a single Twister. They just Hydro Cannoned us, by the way. That's kind of crazy. No shield this. We should survive. I don't want to give... Oh, they do have Drill Peck, you know? I was kind of wondering, honestly, with the fact they literally Hydro Cannoned us a second ago. But I'm going to go for the Shadow Ball, guarantee a shield or a knockout. Likely they do let this go, right? Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. But I can't get a shield back here. Or, you know, honestly, that's probably just better for me that they waste energy here, because I'm going to get a lot more Dragon Breath damage against them, potentially. And that's big. Dude, Dragon Breath is a lot here, actually. Wow. Alright, well, I mean, I might even just get to 3 Twisters against them before they can get to 2 Foul Plays. What are they going to do? They let that go. That does a lot. Wait. Why does that do so much damage? That's a non-Shadow Sableye. That's crazy. That is actually really good damage. Okay. They're going to be able to get a Foul Play off here, but I don't think they're going to get a second one. And even if they do, I don't think we get knocked out. Maybe after that Shadow Claw we would. That is... that is some pretty good damage, I'm not going to lie. What is the... Like, isn't it like a Sludge Clone? Isn't that what it is? Like, that's pretty good. Yeah, Twister's 40 energy. Not 35, luckily, I guess, with that damage output. Alright, got our next opponent here. Honestly, kind of impressed with that damage output so far. Shadow Flygon, I guess another Twister user. But, I mean, they're likely just going to go straight Santum in this matchup, because Santum also got buffed this season. And that's going to debuff my defense stat, which could make it a little bit awkward to try to deal with this. We're going to go for the Twister, though, immediately. I can outpace them because Dragon Tail the Twister is a little bit more clunky. We'll go for the catch as well on what is like that Santum, right? This way, just in case we need our Shelgon later on, we have it, and we'll see what they throw. Yeah, Santum, big call there. If they went for a Twister, honestly, that would have done quite a bit of damage. Nice, and we call a potential catch by them. So we get to 2 Shadow Balls before they astonish us down. This is looking really good for us now. Corsola would actually be kind of safe into our team. I wonder how Shelgon does into it. They're at 3. Oh, nice. They let that go. 4, 5. I don't even know why I'm surfing here. It's not like I'm going to get to a second move anyway, even if they do let this go. But it's fine. We guarantee a knockout either way. Wow, they do let that go. That's insane to me. Oh, and it's a Toxapex in the back. Let's just switch to the thing that hard walls not only the Toxapex, like entirely we wall the Toxapex, but also most of what that Flygon can do, Empoleon is going to wall off as well. Like, Sand Tomb is the only move they have that's going to do anything to us. That is so sad. Yeah, they have the Sand Tomb ready to go, but, like, what if I shield? Have we considered this? And it's not like Shelgon's even that bad into Toxapex, so I think they're in a pretty bad spot this game. Can I even... Yeah, probably just Metal Sound down. Okay, let's go. I guess we proved who the better Twister user was. Next battle. Shelgon into Jumpluff. How does this go? Wait, is this good for me? They have Fairy Wind, but I have Flamethrowers, so, like, I honestly have no idea. Yeah, Fairy Wind's adding up quite a bit here. I'm going to go for a catch on what I'm expecting to be an Acrobatics or an Aerial Ace. I would be very surprised if this is going to be the Energy Ball. Yeah, so it is Acro. We do catch that properly, which is really good for us. I'm just going to build up energy. I think there's a chance to try to catch. And if they do stay in here, I mean, I can just shield. That likely means they're on Energy Ball and Acrobatics. And if they're not, I mean, either way, I think this is fine, having all this energy on Empoleon. Oh, they have a Jellicent in the back. Interesting, okay. I guess I have enough energy here, though, to chip them down quite a bit with my Drill Pecks. And by the time I throw 2 Drill Pecks here, I can switch out myself back into my Shelgon. And with the amount of energy that I have on it, hopefully I can just kind of make this a very tricky matchup for the Jellicent here. Alright, we're already at the Twister. Do we get a shield? Or do they just let us go and come back in Jumpluff? I don't know. They do shield. Okay, nice. They do throw immediately as well. That's a smart play. I'm going to shield this up, because I think there's actually a chance we might be able to go for a full Dragon Breath down against this before they get another Shadow Ball. They're another 4 hexes away. Yeah, okay. Shelgon! Shelgon might just be the GOAT. And this is what Flamethrower is for, right? I think they threw quite a bit of energy, right, against our Empoleon. And also, they're not even on Aerial Ace, so they have only nuke moves here. Oh, they let that go. What is this doing here? Why? Okay, like, you see the moveset update, you see what gets buffed and nerfed, you choose to just run Basti still. Okay, dude. Alright, I don't understand this. I guess, like, coverage-wise, it makes sense why you'd have Basti on the team. Like, you kind of need to have an answer for, like, I don't know, Talonflame? I guess you have, Jelly still, but, like, why? Why would you have this? Why would you use this? That is just so stupid. Smackdown getting that nerf did not deter this trainer. But, honestly, the Metal Sound damage did quite a bit. I wonder if this Basti's not even that good. Smackdown, with its damage decrease, doing nothing to us here. Honestly, it's still adding up, more than I'd expect it to. But that's fine. Jellicent is so much spammier than what Bastiodon can do. Stone Edge, yeah, barely does anything. And while I knew a catch was kind of likely there, it's not like I don't just want this Jellicent, or this Jumpluff rather, out of the way. And it's not like Jellicent can't just get to another Surf or 2 against this. And even if somehow Jellicent goes down to the Bastiodon, I bet Shelgon can close out this game. Honestly, should we swap now? What if we just switch to Shelgon? You know, just to prove a point. That Basti is so bad now, and you should never use it. I think that's the idea. How much does a Flamethrower do? Shelgon's got a decent amount of attack to it. Yeah, honestly, like, that's not bad damage. And we just Dragon Breath it down, too. Alright, get wrecked. Don't use Basti. Alright, we got our next battle here. Hopefully no more Basti users today. That was already one too many. Jumpluff is, like, they didn't buff Jumpluff, right? Why are we seeing another Jumpluff here? It's fine. Shelgon's good enough into this matchup. Honestly, this time, what if I just go for a CMP on a Flamethrower? Maybe this is a terrible play, but if we end up landing the attack, then I can guarantee that a Twister is going to be enough to knock out after. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty good for me. I'm going to shield this up. I'm going to play this out and just see how Shelgon does in this matchup. Just for fun. They're going to go for Acro. Nice. So they're 6 away from the next move. I can pretty comfortably outpace. Nice. I wonder if they're on the double nuke moveset like we just saw, or maybe if they're going to be on the, like, more classic Aerial Ace moveset. Alright, we try to go for a catch there. Doesn't quite work. But they do throw energy here either way. So we save our Shelgon, we get an energy lead on our Empoleon, and even Energy Ball doesn't do that much damage to us here. Well, Acro especially doesn't. Oh, Swampert comes in. Swampert's actually kind of cool in this season, although it's not the best counter into Empoleon. I think after taking that Acrobatics, so the main reason they threw the Acrobatics is to put me into Hydro Cannon range, but Empoleon actually resists a lot of what Swampert can do, and look at that damage! That was a Hydro Cannon into a Shadow Swampert, basically one-shots him. That's absolutely insane. I think I can just Dragon Breath this down now, before they get another move off. Just barely, because now it's 5-4 pacing, right? They almost got their move, but just a bit too much fast food pressure here. And we caught them move from that Jumpluff, so they don't have a lot of energy there. But if they do bring it back in, we'll snipe them down. Just make sure that they don't get an Aerial Ace off, because they did go for an Acrobatics into Empoleon. That likely means they're on double Flying Charge attacks. Big Twister. We get the knockout. And in the back is a Sableye. Ooh. You know, that's actually kind of scary. Sableye could put in some work against me. If this was a Shadow Sableye... Oh, they let that go as well? I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Oh, but they throw in really bad timing here. It's a non-Shadow Sableye. I think I survive long enough to get to 2 Surfs, potentially, against them. I'm going to try to. And either way, I might just farm them down. We'll see. Because if they do knock us out with the next 2 Shadow Claws, I think that means that my Dragon Breath will be enough. And if they don't, I just get back-to-back Surfs. Yeah, okay. We're not worried. Not worried at all. Sableye. Actually a little bit hard for this team. I don't really have a great Ghost answer, if I'm being honest. Like, I have a Ghost that's weak to other Ghosts. I got Empoleon that's not great into, like, Jellicent. And I got Shelgon that's, you know, fine into him, but not the best counter. So that was actually a little bit scary. Not gonna lie there at the end. Alright, next game. Are we gonna see another Jumpluff? Who's to say? Oh, no. I kind of wish we saw a Jumpluff. Instead, we see a Wigglytuff. I think I'm going to swap into my Jellicent here. It might be a bit of a crazy swap-in, but I actually can win the Zero Shield matchup. Oh, and they come in more Pecco. I don't like that either. But at least my Empoleon's not here. I did bait it out, and they gave me a decent energy lead. There's a chance, maybe, if I shield Aura Wheels properly. They let that go. Can I, like, ever try to flip switch advantage? They also give me a sneak there, which is kind of crazy. They're at 8 right now, which means that they are at 3. If I can potentially flip switch, that would be huge, but I don't know if I can. 4, 5. Okay, it looks like I can't quite flip switch, which is a little bit sad, but I can at least get some shields down. Oh, man, I hope I'm not about to get just completely degened. 6, alright. I'm going to no-shield this. There's a chance they Psychic Fangs, and there's also just no way I win the 2-shield matchup here either way. So let's go. And I guess just hope that Empoleon is a core breaker into their team, because Shelgon's really bad into Wigglytuff. Okay, they switch! Why did they switch? Thank you. That gives us a bit more wiggle room. With that said, it is scary that they swapped out. Like, what if they just have a second Shelgon answer? Is that possible? It's always possible, right? Or maybe they're just, like, really scared of Empoleon here. Let's go for the CMP. I hope this is enough to knock out. It might barely not be. We'll see. I don't want to take that Swift if I can help it. It does knock out. Nice. In comes the more Pecco. We're going to go for the Hydro Cannon here just to try to get the shield down from them. And maybe we can have play with our Shelgon still in the back. They can't really Thundershock us down, right? Oh! Can I, like, shield this and Metal Sound down? I think I might be able to. I'm going to go for that. They Psychic Fangs, makes sense, just so whatever comes in the back line can potentially get a bit more damage against us. Oh. I don't know if I like that. We'll see. I'm going to go for the Flamethrower here. Yikes. Aegislash in the back. That is not the double A that I thought it was going to be. Oh, that is so much. Wait. I don't get one shot by a Shadow Ball, do I? They don't even want to try to find out, I guess. What was that game, man? I don't even know. Alright, we got our next battle. Legend Pose on this trainer. Just putting that out there, potentially really good battler that we're fighting right now. And they're leading Jellicent, so, I mean, obviously they know what's meta. I would love to see how much a Twister does here, just from, like, full HP. Can I win the 2-shield matchup without taking a Shadow Ball? That would be huge if possible. But seeing this away from our backline either way is pretty nice. Wow, that's some nice damage, actually. 6. I'm going to be honest, I think they land a Shadow Ball just barely no matter what in the 2-shield. But I am fine just letting this go. Okay, hello, reaction time. I could have potentially saved that Twister. But, you know, this is still fine, because we get our Empoleon into the Wigglytuff. And that is pretty good for us. But I could have reacted to that, and honestly, I'm a little bit sad that I didn't, because saving a Twister would have been so nice here. But Empoleon should be fine into the Jellicent now that I'm going to have this energy lead. We no-shield either an Icy Wind or a Swift. If it's an Icy Wind, they just give me extra farm, honestly. I'd be pretty happy about that. If it's a Swift, it does do a bit more raw damage, but, you know, then it doesn't debuff me. So they do go for the Icy Wind. I get a bunch of farm from that, and their Jellicent is basically... Oh, no. This is bad. I'm getting RPS'd. This is unfortunate behavior by our opponent. Potentially, is there ever a chance here this game? They shield that. That's not great. I think I CMP'd them on maybe a Trailblaze? I don't know. If I land this Hydro Cannon, there's a chance. Okay? Okay. I'm gonna no-shield this. I'm gonna hope it's a Swift. And not a Trailblaze. It is Trailblaze. That's gonna make it a little bit dicier, not gonna lie. I need 2 Surfs here, and I need that to be enough to knock out. They throw an Alignment. Okay. There is still that Jellicent around that I am a little bit scared about, because they can use that as a catch, potentially. They Trailblaze again. 1, 2. I just need to make sure we land the Surf here against this. Okay, well, I waited way too long there. They could have actually caught if they wanted to. The visuals are so fun in this game sometimes. Luckily, though, we land the Surf. We get the knockout. Can we Hex down this Jelly? Or land a Surf against them? I know they have a bit of energy here, but not quite enough, I don't think. Yeah, we just go for the Hex down. That was not a great game by me. I should have played that better. If I saved my Twister on my Shelgon, this game would have been so easy. This game would have been so much easier, but sometimes I like to make it a little bit scarier, just for the content. Alright, we got our next battle. Let's hope no more Furrets in the back. Please, no more Furrets. Oh, that's a big lead. That's a massive lead. Honestly, whole team is playing to this, but this is by far my best matchup, saying I resist basically everything they do. They're staying in as well, which is kind of crazy. Do I want to take an overheat? I'm going to shield just in case. I feel like if you're staying in, it's an overheat. Yeah, guaranteed overheat. Please don't stay in after debuffing yourself, trainer. That's insane. Don't do that. This is good, because we can get rid of this Pokemon and hopefully leverage this energy for the backline, but, like, it's also kind of scary, because, like, why are they staying in? Oh, wow. Okay, Shelgon. Looks like you're in a pretty good spot here, and the fact that we saw that they're on Overheat likely means they're not running Energy Ball, unless they're insane, and that means my Jellicent walls the energy from that Ninetales. Alright, I don't think that I would have been able to quite knock them out just yet with the Twister, so instead of throwing it there, I'm just going to overfarm, shield this Shadow Ball, and then go for Twister once I'm at, like, back-to-back attacks, or I guess a little bit more, because, I mean, there's no rush. Might as well build up as much as I can. Man, honestly, Twister, it feels like such a strong attack here. It's really nice having just great neutral game coverage with this Pokemon. We'll go for the CMP, get as much energy as humanly possible on our Shelgon. And now, I mean, Ninetales is 1 away, I believe, from an Overheat. They're out of Weather Ball. They might try to go for a play here where they snipe us down. Oh! Ha! Or they just come into Shelgon. How much does a super effective Twister do? Is this gonna do a lot? I would imagine so. Oh my goodness. Yep, that's a lot of damage. That's crazy. Ninetales might not even be able to Ember us down before I get another Twister off. That was a full Shelgon sweep. I didn't even touch my final 2 Pokemon. Okay, Shelgon is just insane. It's the best Pokemon in the game. Alright, next opponent. Gonna be very hard to top that last game. Shelgon into Fearow. Alright. I would imagine this is not the best for Shelgon, just because I do lose CMP, and we pace evenly, but it's probably pretty playable either way. 5. Alright, Drill Peck coming through. I'm gonna let this go. And that might be a bad play, saying I love Shelgon, and taking that much damage is a little bit scary. They bring in Claydol. That's kind of a crazy Pokemon to see. But, like, I didn't want to go down shields, and honestly, I'm kind of glad I didn't. This could be a Shadow Ball. That was only 5 Mud Slaps, but that's how much it is, right? It's 50 energy, so we'll shield just in case it is. Oh, it's a Rock Tomb, of course. They probably don't have Shadow Ball. I probably was just a fool shielding that. We'll go for the Shadow Ball now, though. If they shield this up, I'm almost at my next one. If they no-shield, I hope it knocks out, despite that debuff. It does not. Well, let's hope they don't have Shadow Ball, because I'm not shielding a second time. What are they going to throw into me? If it's Shadow Ball, I'm actually in so much trouble now. Okay, they're, for some reason, not running it. That's odd. They come in Spidops. Huh. Okay. I'm gonna bring in my Empoleon here. Just build up an energy lead if possible. And now go for Hydro Cannons. We have some energy left over on both Jellicent as well as Shelgon. So that's good for us. 6. Alright, big Drill Peck, or Drill Run, rather. This is going to be a little bit of a scary game, just because they do have a lot of energy left over on that Spidops. But if I could ever swap out, if I could ever swap into either my Jellicent or my Shelgon, I would basically instantly win the game. Okay. They throw instantly here. I might have been able to go for a catch. I probably should have tried. But, I mean, we still have a chance here, right? Okay, I don't know. I think we might lose this game. I think we probably lose this game, honestly. Because they're on Shadow Claw, right? Oh! Oh! Hold on! You get the Flamethrower! Is this enough? It's super effective. I don't know if this is enough damage to knock out the Spidops. Let's go. Not even worried. Not even worried. I think I misplayed that game quite a few ways. I probably shouldn't have just sacrificed my Empoleon. Alright, next battle. Shelgon into Shadow Feraligatr. Okay. My whole team actually resists water-type damage, but, I mean, I bet Shadow Feraligatr finds a way to still be annoying. We'll see. 7, so they're at an Ice Beam now. Yeah, I bet, like, a Hydro Cannon plus the Shadow Claw damage will knock us out over time, which is kind of sad, but that's fine. Okay, well, if they let that go, I can just shield once and farm down, which is actually kind of huge for us, because now I don't even have to worry about them doing degen plays against us, or any catches or anything either. Big shield. We get the full farm down as well. What are they going to bring in? What? Why would he bring in a Talonflame here? Are they just that weak to Shelgon? Dragons are a thing. I just want to point that out there. This is not like another Shelgon sweep, is it? I think I just, like, do I shield this next move? Honestly, I think there's a chance I do. Because how do I finish off this Talonflame? I can't really hex this down before they get another move anyway. I feel like shielding this is not a bad play. I'm going to shield this, try to go for a full Dragon Breath down. They Flame Charge, so they're going to get a bit of extra damage with the next Incinerate, but I just get the farm down? No, they get DRE! Oh, that is actually kind of bad. Hopefully my backline's not going to get swept by something that just destroys water types. Oh, they get the DRE, of course. First loss of the season to the Morpeko in the back. If we got the move, we would have won that game, actually. Straight up would have won that game if they didn't get that move off. That's so tragic, man. Alright, well, first loss of the season to DRE. Hopefully we don't get another one of those here. And when we see a Noctowl, this is going to be a big test for what Noctowl can do, I think. Because Noctowl is so slow, I don't really know how good it's going to be in the meta. So I'm kind of excited to see if this is going to put in any work. It's good that it's avoiding my Noctowl, or my Jellicent, rather. Because Jellicent does not want to see an opposing normal type with Shadow Ball, right? That's one of the worst things I could see. Yeah, honestly, these Dragon Breaths, I think, will farm them down before they get to a third charge attack. Unless maybe they're on Nightshade. Yeah, big Shadow Ball. Again, if you're on Shadow Ball, it's like your coverage is either going to be really lacking. Oh. What? They tried to, like, catch a Twister on their Fire type? Interesting. I don't know if that's a good play. Honestly, I'm happy to see this here. I'm very happy to see this here. I'm honestly kind of weak to Skeledirge. In the back, at least. But we get the next Twister through. We get a shield, even. And I'm going to go for a CMP, because I feel like they're always going to throw on CMP there, likely not realizing that Shelgon actually wins that, because Shelgon has a decent amount of attack to it. It's kind of in the same range, though, as Skeledirge, so it's not, like, completely one-sided. I think the play, and this might be kind of crazy, but I think the play might just be to go for a Metal Sound down here. They did just boost with that Torch Song, which is actually a little bit scary for my HP, but I think that's still fine. I'm going to have so much energy coming out of this matchup, and at this point, that Noctowl is in range where a Surf from my Jellicent could probably be enough to knock out. Oh, no. Wait. Is this that bad? Are they on Sand Tomb? This could actually be a bit of a dicey game. We'll see what they're going to do. Okay. Okay, that's kind of big. If this thing was able to farm us down, thanks to the Mud Slap nerf, I guess it probably couldn't. But, like, if it did farm us down there, that would have been really, really bad. I'm just pointing that out there. They come in, once again, with a Noctowl. They throw energy against us. And the thing is, I don't think they're going to one-shot my Jellicent with a Shadow Ball. So even if they go for a catch here... Yeah, they're on Sky Attack, too, so not even on Nightshade, as we kind of figured. Even if they go for a catch, I think I just can get to another Surf here anyway. And they don't even get to it, or they don't throw it at the very least. Surf gets the knockout. Skeledirge at this point is in Hex down range. And we should be getting the win. We'll reclaim a win here after that last game. Kind of sad that we lost a game there. It was a good streak while it lasted, though. Hex down the Dirge. Get the win. Alright, was that our last game in the set? Were we close to getting, like, back-to-back 5-0s? Oh, yeah, 4-1. Oh, man. It was just that stupid Morpeko backline that got us. And it was on DRE, too. That's so sad. But, you know, rank 5, not too bad here. I don't even know what to say about this Pokemon. It was so fun to use today. I feel like it's going to be one of the best dragons in the meta, and honestly, I'm very scared to see what it's going to do in the meta going forward, but it is a lot of fun to use as well, and I think this team did work out pretty good. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, take care, and I'll see you in the next one.